Okay. So say you try the ant farming method of controlling aphids, and then you look under your pepper plants and you realize they're covered in aphids and the ants have moved the aphids to your juicy new pepper plants. And say you don't exactly love that and you need to come up with a new method of approaching this and actually dealing with these aphids once and for all. As you can see, that is exactly what happened to me in a previous video. I extolled the virtues of ants farming the aphids, and that overall does control things for the most part. But I didn't love the fact that they were on my peppers. There was also a bunch of aphids and little white flies all over my strawberry plants. I shook some off there. But I decided to make a very simple mixture by putting like 1 or maybe 2 little drops of tea tree oil into some water. Generally speaking, I try to avoid spraying anything on plants, especially food plants. Tea tree oil is relatively safe to use. For some people, it can cause skin irritations. At higher concentrations, it can be toxic if ingested. But just spraying leaves sort of liberally with it is not going to cause a big deal. Obviously, there's going to be rain and water and things like that. But the tea tree oil actually mixes with the bugs and will kill many of them. And then I think the scent also sort of pushes aphids and other things like that away for a little bit. Now, I went a little crazy in the garden here because I just thought, I'm out here anyway. They're already on the peppers. Let's just actually deal with it. And overall, it seemed to have a pretty good effect. Although it looks like I'm spraying a ton here, I didn't actually douse the garden in this tea tree oil and water mixture. I checked back a few hours and many of the aphids had already died. There was still quite a few, so I decided to spray again. And then I recently checked it after a couple of days and gave one more really light spray, and everything seems to be under control again. So if you have to go the scorched earth method, a couple of drops in tea tree oil in a spray bottle full of water is enough to, for the most part, do the trick in most sort of household garden situations. So don't necessarily always rely on the ants, especially if you have a container garden. It's hard to maintain beneficial insect populations, and sometimes you just gotta find a next best solution to use without resorting to super harsh chemicals. As always, of course, if you are sensitive to any kind of essential oil, be careful when you're using this and check in with the right folks to make sure if using tea tree oil is safe for you.